Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare Bol.
Hare Bol. Jai Shri Krishna.
Yes,
Hare Bol.
Shri
Jai
Krishna.
Shri Krishna. Hare Bol. Hare Bol. Very good. So we'll start our Sankirtan in 2 minutes time. Let's see someone else joins. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.
Pankaj bhai,
Uh-huh.
is it possible to start the recording for a minute or two? I think I think everybody wants to talk to you for a minute.
Okay, let's see.
Okay.
No, somebody, I think Paresi has to stop the, but anyway, that's fine. You can ask.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
No, we can talk later on, Ajit bhai.
Later on. Okay.
Later? Okay. All right, let's see. Yeah, after we finish, we can.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so it's all.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Harunila.
Hare Krishna.
Very good, very good, very good. So there was a link which I sent for morning classes, but the only problem is it starts at 4:20, because our time is 3 hours after Eastern. So we have to wake up early, Otherwise, those classes are so good. The one which I sent today in our platform, that's about Ajamilakyan, and this gentleman, he is somewhere in South India, very erudite scholar, he gives us such a nice kind of explanation about our comparison with Ajamil, and how what happens to our karma and all this goes so much in detail. I was fascinated.
So
I said,
here we cannot stop the recording, huh? It is not in your hand.
no, I
Hare
cannot.
Krishna.
No, yeah, that's okay. Yeah.
So what to do, Ajit bhai?
We will do it after the class is over.
Pankaj bhai, is it possible we can limit the class to 1 hour today?
Today is only 20 slokas like that, not big one. So I'll try to complete it.
If possible.
Yeah, we can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so let's start our Sankirtan.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Modi. Very
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
good. Very good. Very good. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Oh.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshaya Bhutale Srimate Radha Govinda Das Swami Nitananda. Namaste Prabhupada Devam Gaurvani Pracharine Nirvishesh Sunyavadi Gramya Jandistarine. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshaya Bhutale Srimate Gopal Krishna Swami Nitananda. Prabhupada Sahitya Yah Prakasya Vichiryacha Prachar Tutvan Sadhu Bhagavad Padate Namah. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nitinamine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesa Sunyavadi Pasata Desatari. Om Agyantirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chaksuran Militan Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadhamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Uttam Padakamalam Sri Guru Vaishnavasya Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजना सहितं कृष्णा चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पदां सहगन ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितां हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते
सुते
देवी
देवी
प्रणमामि
प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये
वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च
कल्पतरुभ्यश्च
कृपा
कृपासिन्धु
सिन्धु
एव च
एव च पतितानां
पतितानां
पावनेभ्यो
पावनेभ्यो
वैष्णवेभ्यो
वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः।
everybody please mute
Sorry.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasavi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Bhaj Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasavi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Bhaj Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasavi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Govind Jai Jai Gopal Jai Jai Radha Raman Hari Govind Jai 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 Radha Madhava Jai Kund Bihari Gopi Janavalabha Girivardhari Yashoda Nandana Rajajana Ranjan Jamuna Tira Vanachari Govind Govind Bhajare Gopal Gopal Bhajare Radhe Gopal Bhajo Radhe Gopal Krishna Gopal Bhajo Krishna Gopal Govind Govind Bhajare Gopal Gopal Bhajare Patita Pavan Krishna Murari Krishna Murari Krishna Murari Natu Khatu Nandan Krishna Murari Govinda Govinda Bhajare Gopal Gopal Bhajare Hari Hari Bol Bol Hari Bol Mukunda Madhava Govinda Bol Govinda Govinda Bhajare Gopal Gopal Bhajare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Rama, Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Rama Rama.
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Jai Vishnupad Paramhans Parivraj Kacharya Ashtadharasa Sri Srimad Avhi Charanarvind Bhaktivedanta Goswami Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Dhutala Srimad Bhaktivedanta Swami Nityananda Namaste Saraswati Deve Gaurvani Pracharya Nirvishai Shanyavadi Paschat Dista Hare Krishna Hare Krishna. All right, very good. Everybody, welcome to our summer camp program. Today we are entering the 12th chapter, which is one of the small chapters of Bhagavad Gita. There are only 2 chapters which are only 20 slokas. These and 15th chapter, yes. So this is a small chapter, but small chapter contains the whole gist of Bhagavad Gita. All right. Middle 6 chapters about Bhakti Yoga. So Bhagavan Krishna only wants to tell you one thing in Bhagavad Gita. All right. And what is that one thing he wants us to listen to him? Only one thing, central message of Bhagavad Gita. That's what Prabhupada Maharaj says, Bhagavad Gita as it is.
surrender to him through devotional service.
Bas, that's it. All right. He says, surrender unto me, do my bhakti, become my pure devotee.
Sarva dharman parityattam.
Very good. So he says, just leave away all your other dharmas. Leave away means you just don't kick out, but give priority to one dharma in this life. What is that one dharma? Surrender unto your Lord. So anything and everything which happens in your life, submit it to
Surrender
Lord.
to him. Yes.
Submit it to Lord Krishna. If some bad things happen to your life, surrender it to Lord. Good thing happens, like, do not take credit for yourself. Everything is done by Lord Krishna for you, as for one who becomes a devotee. Right? So our main goal in this life is to practice serving Lord Krishna. You practice that, and after this life, he will call you there and engage you in service there. Niyung Smatma Daksya. That is our goal. So is it impossible for you to render service to him? Is it possible? No, it's not. You can easily. Already we are serving so many things in our life. You go to job, you have to serve the boss. You go to the business, you have to serve the client. All right. So nowhere anyone remains without rendering service. Right? Somebody who is CEO and a multi-million-dollar man, he has to serve his family. Right? And there is no one in family. Whom does he ultimately serve? When he is in body conscious, he is ultimately serving his senses. Your tongue tells, take me this. There was one man who was tired who went home. I heard this story. He was tired, so tired. And then when he went home, he put on the TV and he saw he was alone. So he saw the TV advertisement about the noodles, the noodles which we eat.
Maggie, whatever they call it.
So at 10 p.m., all right, this happened in Pune, that's a city in India. So he says, now I must eat this before I go to sleep. So at 10 p.m., he went to so many places. Most of the places were closed. Those were open. There had no noodles. Right. So he came back at 11:30 back, and he went hungry like that. So this is what is our ultimate. We are servant of our senses. All right. So that is why we should realize one thing, that I am not a boss. I am a servant. Now the next question is, whose servant I should so that I become happy?
Krishna's servant or devotee.
Right. If you become Krishna's servant by becoming his devotee servant, you can directly serve with Lord Krishna. You have to go through devotee like that. So if you and me can understand this central message of Bhagavad Gita, then you will be very happy. In this life, you will be very happy. And at the end, you will get rid of this material body. So this is how it is. So this 12th chapter is known as devotional service. All right. in the 11th chapter, last slokas. Open the book. Chapter 11, slok number 54 and 55. I told you those are very central slokas. Hope you get time to read the purport. So in the 54th slok, here's the book.
Yes.
Bhaktya tvanyaya sagakya. Aham evam vido Arjuna. Gnatum drastum cha tatvena. Pravestum cha parantapa. Right. So in the translation, Srila Prabhupada writes, Bhagavan Krishna tells Arjun, my dear Arjun, only by undivided devotional service, undivided devotional service means exclusive, avyabhicharani bhakti, ananya cheta. Right? He has said so many places. Only by undivided devotional service can I be understood as I am, standing before you, and can thus be seen directly. Only in this way you can enter into the mysteries of my understanding. So the question is, Bhagavan Krishna was there, Arjun saw Bhagavan Krishna. On the other side, the Duryodhana also saw Lord Krishna standing on the wrath of Arjuna. So what is the difference between those two guys? One is devotee, one is not devotee. All right. Bhagavan Krishna told us in 7th chapter, Naham Prakasa Sarvas. I am not exhibited as I am myself as Supreme God to those who are envious of me. All right. Those envious people, there are 4 classes. That also is said in 7th chapter. These 4 kind of people, they are not surrendering unto me. That's why they will rotate in birth and death. 9th chapter also is said, the 3rd chapter, 3rd slok. Those who don't obtain me, there is no other option. Only one option. What is that one option? Rotating. Aprapyamam nivardhante mrityu sansar vartman. This is how we and me have to understand what this slok tells Lord. So if you want to know Lord Krishna in truth, you have to become his confidential service. Just like you and me, we don't tell about our money and so many things to everybody. Right? You tell only your son. All right, that how much money we have, this, that, all these secret things you don't tell others. All right, but you don't hide them for your loved ones. Similarly, Lord Krishna wants us to become his loved ones. In this chapter, the last section, he repeatedly tells one thing, Same Bhakta Me Priya. So how to become Priya, dear to him, is also given here. But in this 54th, he says that this is the only way. What is the only way? Undivided devotional service. All right. So that is the gist of that slok. Krishna reveals himself only to those who faithfully execute devotional service, guided by his pure devotee, like Sri Prabhupada Maharaj. All right. Number 2, see, Krishna is the supreme form of Godhead. All right. And Krishna manifests his Virat Roop not for his devotees, but to attract those who have no love for him. All right. A lot of people have no love for Lord Krishna. But when they hear about the Virat Roop or they see it in that serial, so, oh my God, this is somebody very big. So they start thinking about him and understanding more about him like that. All right, so that was the 54th slok. Now the 55 is the essence of Bhagavad Gita. All right, that essence is elaborated in 12th chapter. That's why I'm singing these slokas before we start 12th chapter. Mat karma krun mat parmo. Mad bhakta sanga bharjita. Nirvairah sarva bhutesu. samameti pandava.
Yah samami
Pandava.
Right. So who comes to me, he's telling in this slok, says, do these things. Says, my dear Arjun, he who engages in my pure devotional service. All right. So that's number one. You and me, we are rendering service. Are we pure or not pure? That we have to decide individually. All right. Am I rendering pure service or impure service? Impure service is still good. All right. But it should eventually become pure bhakti. What is the meaning of pure bhakti? Pure bhakti is, oh Lord Krishna, I am not doing mercantile business with you. Who said this? Narsi Bhagavan. Prahlad Maharaj. He said, I'm not doing any mercantile business. Mercantile business means some profit. Don't want any profit. Just want to be your servant and nothing more. Right? I don't expect any salary. This is what real pure bhakti is. And on the contrary, I want to serve your mission in this material world as long as I live in this material world. Like that. That's pure devotional. So number two, free from contaminations of fruitive activities. Free from fruitive activities means, okay, I render service to this. If Lord Krishna gives me this much money, I will use this much for him and this much for myself. The fruitive activities, karmi mentality. Second one is mental speculation. In my opinion, Bhagavad Gita might say whatever, somebody has written. I met some gentleman in New Jersey recently. He says, who has written Bhagavad Gita? He's an Indian, Patel. You cannot prove Lord Krishna is the topmost God on basis of Bhagavad Gita. Well, such rascals are there. He's Indian, Patel, Hindu. He doesn't believe in Bhagavad Gita. So these are people whom Bhagavan Krishna shows Virat Roop so that they become understanding that, I must know something more about it. So there are 4 Duskritinos which you have seen. All right. So we are concerned with them only for one reason, to reform and then tell them about Bhagavan Krishna. All right. That's our business. Otherwise, we do upeksha. Upeksha means ignore them. You have no business with them, like that. So this is the message he is giving here. So you must be free from fruitive activities and mental speculation. Gnan karmadi anavrita. Anya abhilasatam sunyam. All other desires you should kick away. All right. All other desires means I want to become happy in this material world by accumulating so much money. Go and ask those who got so much money. Are they happy?
No.
You and me from outside see that we are very happy. Sometimes back, I met very rich guy here in Las Vegas only. This guy, we became friends. So he was telling me that, people think that I've got so much money and I'm so happy. But inside, I was so many problems because he had 3-4 businesses. All the businesses is giving him so much headache. All these employees were, stealing money and all these things. So he was very kind of disturbed all the time. So this is the position in this material. You can never become materially happy in this world. This material world is dukhalayam masasvatam. Who has certified? One who made it, one who created it. How can you become happy here? But you can become very happy here, very happy. Viswam purna sukhayate. Prabhupada Saraswati says. Viswam purna sukhayate. And he says, Sampurna Sukhayate. Vidhi Mahendra Dasi Kitayate. Yat Karunya Kataks Vaibhavtam Sagur Me Nama. So if you take shelter of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Srila Prabhupada, and Bhagavan Krishna, all this, then your life will become very happy. All these senses which are bothering us all the time, they are like Kal Sarpa Patali, means they are like snakes with poisonous fangs. But if you take shelter like this, all their poisonous fangs will be thrown out. This medicine of bhakti is like, uprooting all those poisonous teeth. So the snake without poisonous teeth is harmless. Similarly, the whole material become harmless for us, like that. So these are some of the things here. And number 3, he who works for me. First is pure devotional service. Number two, free from all this fruitive mental speculation. And he works for me, who makes me the supreme goal of his life. Make this one decision today and now. What is that? That I want to reach the feet of Lord Krishna after this life, not after 2 or 3 lives. He says that I can make you very swiftly deliver, but you have to do some active tivrena bhakti yogena yajet purusham. Not, hoti hai chalti hai bhakti. Hoti hai chalti hai bhakti will take millions of years. All right? Because why? You do bhakti and you commit sins. Right. So that lecture which I have posted is hear it very, very carefully. Did you
I
hear?
heard portion of it. I heard, and how he was saying we live in the house of a serpent. Our
That's
body
right.
is
Very good, very good, very good. So
बहुत अच्छा है.
he says,
Okay.
you and me, I'll just summarize. You and me have lived millions of lives before, all right? Insects, whatever. But also so many human lives also. You don't know how many, nobody knows. But in those lives, we have done sins. And there is a truckload of those sins lying in a godown, in a warehouse, all right? And now recently, out of all that warehouse of sins, you have taken out one bag of that sins. Millions others are lying there. One you have taken out in this life. And now you are suffering the results of that, all right? Now what happens is somebody who was your enemy this time comes in this life, and he comes with a gun, just like so many people are killed, without any reason, innocent people. So somebody comes with a revolver loaded with 6 bullets. How many? 6 bullets. All right, and it points at you, and then you remember Lord Krishna. Oh Lord Krishna, oh Narsimha Bhagavan, please save me. All right. So what will happen as soon as you pray in those vivus condition? All those sins, millions of bags in that warehouse, they are eradicated. They put on fire. Right? And then the 5 bullets are remaining now in that man's. He is going to put the first one. Right? The first one he has released. Now it is coming towards you. 5 bullets are also removed by Lord Krishna. So there is one which is coming to you. All right. Now Lord Krishna says, oh, my devotee cannot be name bhakta pranasyati. So says, I do not allow this bullet to go into his heart. So it will happen. He will deflect that bullet, and it just touches your shoulder and goes out. Small wound. Tattenu kampam susamixmano bhunjan evatma krutam vipa. So Bhagavan Krishna is so merciful that the bullet was supposed to enter your heart. Instead, it just bruised you little and went away. So this is the effect of doing Bhagavan Krishna's bhakti, becoming pure bhakta like that. And you surrender unto him, fall down at his lotus feet through his devotees, Prabhupada. Then he is going to protect you. Protect you from what? From this body? No, he's interested in the soul. So he will give you more chance to complete bhakti, just like who? Ajamil. Ajamil was saved from the clutches of Yamadu, but still he went to Haridwar and got purified. Similarly, we are left with 10, 15, 20 years in this body. All right? Make a decision. I want to become pure devotee of Lord Krishna. How can I become pure devotee? You have to get in touch with a pure devotee. Then you will become pure devotee. Or follow his following. Do sadhu sam. 5 things Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says. The first one is sadhu sam. Number 2,
Shravanam.
chanting, kirtanam,
Chanting,
shravanam.
Shravanam.
Third thing,
Murti puja.
Murti puja. Keep deities in your house and do morning gathering, ivti, like that. Number 4,
Geeta
Bhagavad Gita Sravanam. And number 5,
Mathuravas.
Mathuravas. Mathuravas means you don't have to leave Las Vegas and go and stay in Mathura. No, but make it a point to at least go once or twice in your lifetime. All right, and more frequent the better, like that. So this is the gist of understanding Bhagavad Gita. All right, very good. So here he says that who makes me the supreme goal of life and who is friendly to everyone, every living being, he certainly comes to me. So the last point is be friendly to everyone. All right. Those who abuse you, those who are Bhagavan Krishna's enemies, still you don't have to create enmity with them. All right. You be merciful to them. They understand that these guys, just like who? Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj told Lord Narasimha Bhagavan, what did he tell him? That I don't want to get liberated unless Maya Sukam Bharam Uto Vimudhan. These all foolish Vimudhan means greatly fools rascals who are busy becoming happy in this material world. Until I deliver them, I don't want to get liberated. This is the compassion. So we cannot be like that, but we can try to develop little like that. Very good. So this brings us to the 12th chapter. Bhagavan Krishna says, anyone who does this, come to me. So here Arjuna is going to ask a very crucial question, which is very much pertaining to our situation. Let me read this introduction here. It says, Lord Krishna ended the previous chapter number 11, Virat Roop Darshan, by explaining that his two-handed form as Shyam Sundar is the most confidential realization of Godhead. That's 54th sloka. Right? He then gave Arjuna an imperative to perform pure devotional service. That is in the 50th sloka. And then he promised to reciprocate with such service by bringing Arjuna back to home. What is that? He says, Mame Samameti Pandava. Right? So this is the gist of those two slokas. Now, some persons might mistake the awe-inspiring universal form from this chapter 11 to be more significant than Krishna's two-armed form. So a lot of people come to and go, oh, Lord Krishna, this is just human being, but his Virat form is really, some pictures you see, Lord Krishna, Geeta ka sar, they say calendar like that, Geeta ka sar. Then they draw Bhagavan Krishna's picture before writing those 5-6 things. And what they are saying? Om coming out from the heart of Lord Krishna. So what do they mean? That Om, the Nirakar, is the real thing, not this Bhagavan Krishna whom you see dancing with gopis. This is what they mean. Lord Krishna is not like that. This is all bogus interpretation. Bogus, completely going to ruin you like that. All right. So in the first 7, all right. Foreseeing this, Arjuna opening chapter 12 by asking Krishna to state once and for all what is I'm going to ask about impersonalist and personalist I just described. He says, which type of worship is best? Right? Which one? Personal worship or impersonal worship? That is the whole question. 95% of people in this world, in my opinion, final God is Nirakar. Some energy, some this, some that, right? So there are different types of worshippers are there. There are mainly 5. Who knows? Anyone knows what are the 5 types of worshippers? First worshippers are those who believe that Bhagavan Krishna is the ultimate God. He himself says in Bhagavad Gita, Matta Partaramna. So there's one category, the topmost category actually. All right? That they are Suddha Bhaktas. All right? So who is the next category? There are 5 categories. Who are the next category?
Yogis.
Yeah, yogis and gnanis. But those ones, they have some Misra Bhakti. All right? They do also Bhakti little bit, but they mainly do Gnan Yoga and Bhakti Yoga. I mean, Gnan Yoga and Karma Yoga. All right? So Misrit Bhakta, Misra Bhaktas. All right? First is Suddha Bhakta or pure Bhakta. That's number 1, topmost. Lesser than that is Misra Bhakti. And then the third one are those ones who think this Bhagavan is this universe. Viswarup, after especially saying this Viswarup, they say, the universe is speaking to me. You need to join your consciousness with universe consciousness. So this is the third category of people. Number 4th category people, they are known as karma kandis, or those who do demigod worship. All right? They go to different demigods and they do service. And the final groups are who?
Shantra,
And
just
The final group are impersonalists. All right? They don't believe any akar. Better than those are those karma kandis who at least believe that there are demigods, right? And they service to them, right? Like they do service to Durga ji, like that. So all these are 5 categories of upasakas. All right? Why? Because their perception of God is at different level. Right? So God or his energies and all these are divided into 3 things. All right? What are those 3 things about God?
Is absolute truth.
What else?
He
That
comes
absolute
to
truth, that absolute truth has 3 aspects.
Brahma, Paramatma and Bhagwan.
And who has said this? Who has said this?
So Bhagavad Gita, Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagwan.
Yes, Bhagavad
Vadanti
is,
tat tattva vidam.
that is the whole thing. That is actually the whole thing about Vadanti tat vidas tattvam yad gnanam advayam. Brahmiti, Paramatma iti, Bhagwan iti sabdyate. These 3 things you must understand very properly. And there is one example of that. What is that example? Who knows the example? If you want to explain that these 3 things are the,
Sun.
yes, what is that?
Sun rays, sun globe, and sun god.
Yes,
In person. Yeah.
right. So the sun god is the one because of whom there is a sun planet. And the sun planet is there because of that. What is that? Brahm, the sunshine is coming out from there. So do you think that the sun planet is produced out of sunshine?
no.
No, the sunshine is because of the sun planet. Similarly, this Brahma conception, which is Nirakar, is based on who?
Krishna.
On Bhagavan Krishna. Where does he say in Bhagavad Gita? He says, it will come in further chapter. Brahmano hi pratishtha. I am the one who is the basis of this Brahma effulgence. Actually, it is the effulgence of my body, just like the sunshine is the effulgence from the sun planet, sun god. All right. So this is our real understanding. Acharyas, great devotees, Ramanujacharya, Nimbark Swami, great erudite scholars, great Vaishnavas. They have explained it. That's why you have to go in there. Otherwise, by mental speculation, you can never come to understand. Mahabharata says what? Tarko apratishta sruta vibhinna nacham yusir yasya matam nabhinyam. All right. All different mental speculators will contradict each other by producing their own theories. All right. And by producing own theories, they will not come to any solid one conclusion. They will all differ. That's why dharmasya tattva nihitim guhayam mahajanayena gata sapanta. So all these mahajanas, the great mahajanas like Ramanujacharya, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and all, they have said, go this way. You and me, I don't know who are there. You are nothing, sir. You don't have any akkal. And you think that I am so great. No, you follow these great people, then only you will understand. So this is, we have to become very humble. Then you can understand the dharmasya tattvam nihitim juhaya. So this tattva, absolute truth, is in 3-4 phases. Brahma, then Paramatma and Bhagwan. Brahma is eternal, right? And Paramatma is eternal and cognizant. And Bhagwan is Sat, Chit and Anand.
Anand.
So you and me, we are all looking for Anand, right? But we say, no, Bhagwan is Nirakar, this, that, and then you stuck with Nirakar. You never become happy. Even if you get liberated into Brahma, you will stay there without any pleasure. That pleasure which you experience in Brahma Mukti is what? Which kind of pleasure? It's called Brahmanand. What is that Brahmanand? The Brahmanand means absence of threefold miseries. Adhyatmik, Adidevik, Adibhautik, these are absent there. That kind of santi or peace you will get there. But there will be no positive pleasure. Why there is no positive pleasure? Because you are not connected with Lord. You are envious of Lord Krishna. That's why Brahmaji says what in Bhagavata? Aruhya kachran param padam. Param padam is Brahma. Patanti adha. Why? Anadrut yasmadangra. Because they have disregarded your lotus feet. All right? So never ever fall into this illusion. What is illusion? That I'll be liberated in Brahma and I'll be happy. No, you'll come back again from there, according to Bhagavatam version. So become fixed in one thing. What is that? I am an eternal servant of Lord Krishna's devotees. Right? Jivera Swarup hai, Krishnera Nityadas. Put this in your head, embed it, and hammer it every day. That's how you can become fixed up in one position. Make me the supreme goal of life. Okay. All right. So this brings us to the first sloka. Arjuna Vacha.
Arjuna
Arjuna
Vacha.
Vacha.
Evam satat yuktaye.
Evam satat yuktaye.
Bhakta swam paryupasate.
Bhaktastam paryupasate.
Ye chapyaksharam avyaktam.
Ye
Ye chapyaksharam avyaktam.
Tesam ke yog vittamaha.
Tesham ke yogya.
Ajit Bhai is there?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, please read the translation.
Arjuna inquired, which are considered to be more perfect, those who are always properly engaged in your devotional service, or those who worship the impersonal Brahman, the unmanifested?
Right. So now this is the crucial question for us. Why it's for us? Because we belong to which category? Personalist or impersonal?
Personal.
Yeah, personalist. All right. So Arjun wants to clear his own position because he's also personalist, right? So Bhagavan Krishna on the next sloka just answer the whole question in one sloka only. Sri Bhagavan Vacha.
Shri
Bhagavan Vacha.
Maya Vesha Manoye Ma.
Maya
Vesha
Manoye
Nitya Yukta Upasate.
Nitya Yukta Upasate.
Shraddhaya Paryopetaste.
Shraddhaya Paryopetaste.
Me Yukta Tamamataha. Okay, Padma Ben can read the translation.
Hare Krishna. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, those who fix their minds on my personal form and are always engaged in worshipping me with great and transcendental faith are considered by me to be the most perfect.
Bas, so he has given his final answer. What is that? That the most perfect are those who are personalists. What kind of personalists they are? Maya Vesya Manoyema. They're always fix their mind on my personal form. That's why in your house, there must be a deity. If you cannot have deity, you should have a picture of Lord Krishna, Radha Krishna. All right. Then there is a form in your house. That whole house now belongs to Lord Krishna. He is personally staying there. If you're not keeping any picture, any deity in your house, that doesn't mean that you are personal upasak. You must make your house. There are 3 houses in which we live. What are those 3 houses?
Our
First of all,
body,
body.
body, the house, and
World.
And the universe. First of all, you are staying in this universe. Then you are staying in your house. Then inside the house is his body. All right. So make your house Bhagavan Krishna's residence. By making that, you will also make your body Bhagavan Krishna's house. How? By putting this tila. These two lines are what?
Bhagwan Charan.
Those are Bhagavan Krishna's lotus feet. And this one is Tulsi ji.
Tulsi.
Then you have made your your body, house of Lord Krishna. All right. And then the spirit soul inside will become Bhagavan Krishna's eternal servant. He actually is there like that. But he now will realize, go back to spiritual world. So this is the second, he says, Ye teme yukta tama mata. Yukta tama means perfect, most perfect in yoga. Elsewhere, he also said that somebody is very much, deeply, intensely united with me out of all yogis. Which sloka?
6th chapter, last sloka.
Yes. What is that?
Shraddha. Teme yukta samatama matayama.
Yoginam api sarvesam madgati antaratma. Shraddhavan bhajate umam teme yukta tama mata. Also he said yukta tama mata. So this is how you will cross-reference, right? 2 times he has told who is really very much intimately united with me. Who is that? The Bhakti Yogi. In that 6.47 he says, Shraddhavanya bhajate mam. Bhajate means bhakti. And here also he says, Nitya Yukta Upasata. Upasata means bhakti. All right? So this is two like that. In the purport, Srila Prabhupada writes, pure devotee is constantly engaged. Sometimes he chants, right? Out of the whole day, sometimes he chants. What else he does? Sometimes he hears or reads books about Krishna. Number 2. Number 3, sometimes he cooks prasada. Number 4, goes to the marketplace, Walmart, to purchase something for Lord Krishna, fruit, patram pushpam. Sometimes he washes the dishes of the temple. Whatever he does, he does not let a single moment pass without devoting his activities to Krishna. This is known as full samadhi. The Ashtanga Yogi said, final thing is samadhi. Similarly, do you also samadhi? You don't have to sit down in jungle and go and sit, and you can do everyday thing and become into samadhi like that. All right. So in the 3rd and 4th sloka, Aruni Ben is there? Haribol? No.
She came, but she has to leave because something.
Oh, I see. Haribol. Kamud Ben can read the translation for slok 3 and 4.
Yes, Hare Krishna. But those who fully worship the unmanifested, then which lies beyond the perception of the sense and all the pervading, convincible, unchanging, fixed, and immovable, and impersonal conception of the absolute truth by controlling the various sense and being equal disposed of everyone. Such person engage in the welfare of all at all achieve me.
Right. So he is telling about here those who are interested in Nirakar Brahma Upasana. Number 5, he says, Klesho adhik tarastesham. Avyakta asakta chetasam. Avyakta hi gatir dukham. Devadbhir vapyate. Sangita Ben can read.
Yes. For those whose minds are attached to the unmanifested, impersonal future of supreme, advancement is very troublesome. To make progress in that discipline is always difficult for those who are embodied.
Right. So, if you have to concentrate on something which has no form, it's very difficult for us. Why? Because we are accustomed to this form of body. Do you think you are Nirakar?
No.
No, you always think that I am this body. You look in the mirror and you say, oh, this is me. All right? Anywhere you see another person is also has akar. Now sometimes go outside and start talking to the air. Start talking to the, oh, air, so you are so nice, this and if you are doing that, what will your family member think? That he now needs to go to see who? The psychiatrist. So that is how the position is for Nirakar Brahma.
Go to see Aruni Ben.
I'm sorry?
Huh?
Ashil Garu, she's psychiatrist, yes. Yes. Yetu sarvani karmani
Yetu sarvani
sarvani
karmani
karmani
Mai sanyasya matparaha
Mಯಿ
sanyasa matpara
Ananyeneva yogena
Ananyena
yogena
Mam dhyayantu pasate
Mam
amadhyayante
Dayantu
upasate
Pasate
Tesamaham samudhurta
tesamaham
Tesamaham
samudurta
Samudurta
Mrityu sansara sagara
Mrityu
sansara
Sansara
sagara
Bhavamena chirat partha
bhavani
Chirat
nachirat
Partha
partha
Maya vesit chetasam.
Maya Veshite
avita chetasam.
Chetasam
Arsa Benton.
But those who worship me, giving up all their activities unto me, and being devoted to me without deviation, engaged in devotional service and always meditating upon me, having fixed their mind upon me, O son of Pritha, for them I am the swift deliverer from the ocean of birth and death.
Very good. So Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport, one should fix his mind fully on Krishna in order to achieve him. One should work only for Krishna. It doesn't matter in what kind of work one engages, but that work should be done only for Krishna. That is the standard of devotional service. The devotee does not desire any achievement other than pleasing the Supreme Personality of Godhead. His life's mission is to please Krishna, and he can sacrifice everything for Krishna's satisfaction, just as Krishna did in the battle of Kurukshetra. The process is very simple. What is that process? One can devote himself in his occupation and engage at the same time in chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama.
Rama Rama
So, boys, remember one thing, all right? Don't do those four things, all right? Do those four things, and after doing all this, you do your sansaric duties. All sansaric duties you do. Keep on chanting, all right? Driving, you can chant, all right? When you're cooking, you can chant. When you're mopping the floor, you can chant. You go to check your mail, you can chant. All activities, you can chant. There is nothing wrong. Right? And when you have to speak with your tongue, speak about Lord Krishna. Don't speak about this garbage of Ukraine or this or that. Speak only about Lord Krishna. And with the tongue, don't eat anything except offering to Lord Krishna. Offer Lord Krishna pure things, right, which are vegetarian. All right. And that's how you can purify your consciousness. This is a practical thing. Prabhupada is. The Supreme Lord herein promises that without delay, he will deliver a pure devotee, thus engaged from the ocean of material existence. In the last paragraph, he says, simply by chanting the holy names of Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. A devotee of the Lord can approach the supreme destination easily and happily. But this destination cannot be approached by any other process of religion.
All right.
So these are the first 7 slokas, all right, in which Bhagavan Krishna is telling that pure devotional service is superior to impersonal Brahma meditation and upasana. Let me see here. Where is that book? All right, so let me summarize this. In this chapter, Arjuna inquires about these 2 classes of people. He thus clarifies his own position of being attached to personal form of Krishna. In response, Krishna establishes that pure bhakti is the highest process for realization of the absolute truth and the easiest means for attaining his association. Krishna also describes how bhakti can be practiced at multiple levels. and qualities of bhakt that may make one dear to Krishna. So all this will come like that. All right, so we have covered the first 7 slokas. All right, so let's go from 8 to 12. That's the next section. In this section, Lord Krishna is how to perform devotional service is guiding us like that. And the main theme is that Bhakti Yoga is a systematic process for what? For cultivating attachment to who? Or
Krishna.
Bhagavan Krishna. And while becoming attached from this material world. All right. So you and me should always do what all our duties as a husband, as a wife, as whatever job you have. Continue doing that, but focus all the time. At the same time, simultaneously on chanting, hearing about Lord Krishna and all that. I remember when I was working from 4 a.m. to 6 p.m., four days a week. The first thing I used to do at 4 a.m., reaching there, I used to start Srimad Bhagavatam hearing and work on my computer. 4 a.m. to 6 p.m., I'm just hearing Bhagavatam, that Amal Bhaktadas Bhagavatam is so nicely arranged and so entertaining, with your music and everything. So that's how you can get into Bhagavatam secrets, and hear it so many times like that. Very good. So this is bhakti is a systematic process of cultivating attachment towards Lord Krishna while becoming detached from this material world. That detachment you don't need to practice actually. It will happen automatically. Anartha nivrutti syat. And asakti and katha ruchi. All this will come. Once you develop katha ruchi, you have reached halfway. All right. And that halfway to the end, to the bhav, is not very difficult once you have reached ruchi, because ruchi gives right to Bhagavan Krishna's love. All right, so let's see this 8th sloka. So he is telling him, now what you and me should do? Mayeva man adhasva.
Mayeva manadasva.
Mayi buddhim nivesaya.
Mayi buddhim niveshaya.
Nivasisyasi mayeva.
Nivashyasi mayeva.
Ata urdhvam na sansaya.
Ata urdhvam na samshaya.
Ajit Bhai, read the translation.
Just fix our mind upon me. Just fix our mind upon me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and engage all your intelligence in me. Thus you shall live in me always without a doubt.
Right. So in this word, sloka, there is one very important word. What is that one important word?
Engage your
What else?
Mind.
No, what else? Anytime have you,
Fix
have
your
you-
mind. Fix your mind upon me.
anytime have you taken a nail and with hammer you put the nail in the wood? Have you done that?
Yes.
Anytime in your life? Yeah, we
Yeah.
all have done that. So that is the process. That mind is that nail, all right? And that hathoda, that
Hammer.
hammer is your parisram, your effort. Drive that mind into that wood, which is Lord Krishna's love. Mayev manadasva. This is how you should remember. I have to put so much effort. My mind is going to this, my mind is going that. Now bring it back. Give him a big hammer and put it back into Lord Krishna. Like that. That is how you should have to do. And then after doing this for some time, the mind will now be afraid of you. Oh, I don't want to go to this gossiping business. Don't want to think of others. All garbage thoughts, I don't want to. It will be afraid of your hammering. That's how you have to do practice. This is called preparation. All right. This is the preparation. Then Lord Krishna, even if you forget him at the end, he will come and remind you. Not for those who see what Netflix all the time and Lord Krishna will come in, remind him at the end. No. He is only interested if you have done parishram. That's just like who? Mother
Yashoda
Yasoda,
Mata.
she was doing such a parishram that was perspiring. Then Lord Krishna gave mercy and became bound by her ropes. So that is how you ask yourself, am I doing Tivrana Bhakti Yoga? No, I'm doing just, hoti hai, chalti hai bhakti. That's not bhakti. So this is what we should learn from this. Atha chittam samadhatum
Atha chittam samadhatum
na saknosi mayi stiram
Na
na
shaknosi
shaknosi
mayi
mayi
stiram.
stiram
abhyas yogena tato mam
abhyasya
Dasa
yogena
yogena tato
tato mam
ichhaptum dhananjaya.
ichhatum
chatum
Dhananjaya.
dhananjaya.
Padma Ben can read.
My dear Arjuna, O winner of wealth, if you cannot fix your mind upon me without deviation, then follow the regulative principles of Bhakti Yoga. In this way, develop a desire to attain me.
Bas. So in this slok, Bhagavan Krishna is telling us very, very important thing to do. What is that?
If you cannot fix your mind upon me
Follow the
without
regulative principle.
Without deviation.
No, he says develop desire. You and me with desiring so many material things. But he says, no, develop desire for attaining me. All right? Every morning you wake up, you remind yourself that this is the topmost desire I have and I should have. What is that? That I want to attain.
I
Lord
want to
Krishna.
chant it. I want to listen Krishna's.
So we saw that
Yeah.
chapter before, attaining the Supreme, right? Attaining the Supreme was the 8th chapter. So that is how we have to interconnect. In this world, everything depends, Radha Govind Swami says, everything depends on one thing only. And what is that?
Desire.
Desire. Right? In 15th chapter, we'll see that whose material world is reflected tree of spiritual world. Right? But that reflection occurs on what kind of water? Water of desire. Right? So check what is your real desire. Today, before you go to bed, find out what is my real desire. Right? Do you want material desire? Whatever the desire is, that my this and my that and like that, or my money and my sons, my children, my grandchildren, what all this. Think, this is what I want to be attached. Do you want to remember your grandchild at the time of death? No.
No.
So decide where you want to go. Otherwise, you'll come back. In Bhagavatam, it is said so many people attached to their family, they come back to same family. Said in Bhagavatam. Right? So we don't want to get trapped into this. Why? Because we are understanding this thing from Prabhupada Maharaj, Bhagavad Gita. Right? So here he says that in this verse, two different processes of bhakti are indicated. First one is applying to one who actually developed attachment with Krishna by transcendental love. And the second one is for one who has not developed attachment of Supreme Personal God. So find out which group you belong. You belong to the one who has already developed love for Lord Krishna, attached or not. You all fall in that second category. All right. We have not yet developed attachment to Lord Krishna. All right. So for this second class, there are different prescribed regulations. These are going to be discussed in this. First, he says, put that nail of your mind in me with hammering. Now find out, can I be able to do that? No, I cannot do that. So, implicated with my material desire. So Lord Krishna says, okay, don't worry. Let me tell you the second alternative. What is that? Abhyas yogena. Right? So what is that abhyas? Lord Krishna is giving here. In the last paragraph, Prabhupada writes, to practice regulative principle of Bhakti Yoga, one should, under the guidance of expert spiritual master, follow certain principles. That is called abhyas. What is that? Number one, one should rise early in the morning. Now ask yourself, what time I am awakening every morning? I
5
used to,
o'clock.
yes, all right. So to raise it to 4 o'clock if you can. See, like right now, Bapre. that makes us not even category of second option. All right. So that's why you should decide, no, if I have to wake up at 4, I'll try. Lord Krishna will help me.
I'll
But,
try.
but if you resign that, no, I cannot do that.
We'll try.
Yeah, try. What is it? Okay, one day. If you wake up one day, Lord Krishna will notice that you tried one day. Right? That will be taken in account at the end of the line. Right? That he tried, one day he tried to wake up at 4 and do some bhakti for me. You don't need to wake up 4 and then go straight to shower and all that. No, you can start chanting. There's nothing wrong like that. Any bhakti is bhakti. Like that. So that's number 1. Number 2, he says, this is for those who are brahmacharis and initiated devotees, they should do this. Number 2, take bath. Number 3, enter the temple and offer prayers and chant Hare Krishna. Number 4, then collect flowers to offer to the deity. Number 5, cook foodstuffs to offer to the deity. Number 6, take prasadam and so on. So these are general guidelines. You have to adjust in your own life. For example, if I was working at 4 o'clock in the morning, can I do all these things? No. I used to wake up at around 2:30, around 3, wake up this and I'm on the way. And at 4, I'm at my job. Like that. So you have to adjust. The Prabhupada Maharaj says, mold your life. Right? Who can mold your life? Yourself. You have to mold your activities and everything in such a way that you're in touch with Lord Krishna. This is called Abhyas Yoga. Okay, and there are various rules, regulation. One should constantly hear Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam from pure devotees. This practice can help anyone rise to the level of Lord. So this is what is required. This is called Abhyas Yoga. This we can do. Right? It's not very difficult. If you try, instead of bringing the mind all the time and hammering it, that's very difficult. Because the mind is chanchalam asthiram. You will not know, even the whole day will not know that my mind was wandering. And then evening you will realize, oh, I did so much wandering of my mind. Like that. All right. So now the third slok, the 10th slok, he said, even if you are not able to do this thing, then what happens? Whose turn?
My?
Read the translation.
Yes. If you cannot practice the regulation of the Bhakti Yoga, then just try work for me, because my working for me, you will come to me in perfect state.
Right. So this is what is the third option is work for me. Right? How can you work for Lord Krishna?
Put him in everything you do.
Dovetail all your activities.
Work. Work means go and distribute his book.
Oh.
All right, that's one work. There are so many other works which are in the temple, like mopping the temple, like that, all these things. But this for devotees who stay in temple. But for us who are at home, telling somebody about Lord Krishna is also his work. All right. So all this one should, Prabhupada writes here. So even if one cannot directly practice regular principle, he can try to help such work. Every endeavor requires land, capital, organization, labor. Just in business, one requires a place to stay, some capital, some labor, some organization. The only difference is that the materialism, one works for sense gratification. The same work can be performed for satisfaction of Krishna. If one has sufficient money, he can help in building an office or temple for propagating Krishna consciousness, or he can help with publication. Some percentage of money to propagate Krishna consciousness. This voluntary service to the cause of Krishna consciousness is also next option. First option is, what is that first option? First thing, what did Lord Krishna say for you to do?
Hammer se apna
Yeah,
mind
very
ko
good.
le aa.
Remember that adhastva word. That is the first word you should remember. What is that? Man adhastva. Number 2, abhyas yogena.
Yes.
All right? And then the number 3 in this he says is madartham api karmani. Do some work for me. All right. Now in the 11th he says, whose turn?
Sangeeta.
Sangeeta.
Yeah.
11.
If however, you are unable to work in this consciousness of me, then try to act giving up all results of your work and try to be self-situated.
Bas. So the fourth option is Sarva Karma Phalatyaga.
Palatyaga.
So what are those four words? Man adhasva. Pachi abhyas yogena.
Yes, yoga.
Number 3,
Work for me.
karmani. Madartham, madartham, for me do work. Madartham api karmani. And the fourth one is Sarva Karma Phalatyaga. Right? And the fifth option, who's done?
Mine.
Arsa, yeah.
Shall I go ahead and read it, Pantima?
Arsa Benton.
Harshab, okay.
If you
Yeah.
cannot take to this practice, then engage yourself in the cultivation of knowledge. Better than knowledge, however, is meditation. And better than meditation is renunciation of the fruits of action. For by such renunciation, one can attain peace of mind.
Right. So in the previous slok, he says Sarva Karma Phal Tyaga. Right? After that, he says what? If you cannot do that, engage your mind in knowledge. So
Knowledge.
Gnana Abhyasam, Gnanam Abhyasam. Right? And better than that is Dhyana.
Yeah.
So Gnana, Dhyana, and then Sarva Phal Tyaga. Right? So these are the options he is giving. Sarva Phal Dhyan, Gnan, and Dhyana. They are all in the last 3 categories. Right? So those are not for us. Right? Those are for impersonalists who are after Gnan, Dhyan, Samadhi, and all that. We cannot. Can you do Dhyan Yoga in your life now? You cannot. Right? Can you do Gnan Yoga? You have no time to Gnan Yoga. You have to work so much. So Sarva Phala Karma Tyag also is difficult. You can do little Karma Phal Tyag. So now Bhagavan Krishna is telling from 13th to 14th, 13 and 14th slok, actually up to the 20th slok, he is giving this final conclusion. He says, having described the stages of devotion, Krishna now enumerates the transcendental qualities automatically achieved by Bhakti Yogi, pointing out these qualities further. Substantiate the chapter 12 that Bhakti is the most efficacious method of spiritual achievement. One engaged in Bhakti Yoga exhibits transcendental qualities which mark him as a devotee. The Lord is pleased with such devotees. In Bhagavatam, there is a slok which says that Yasyasti bhaktir bhagavati akinchana sarver gune samasata sura. If you engage in pure devotional service, all great virtues will come in your heart and stay there. Right? So that's why one should do pure bhakti as much as he can. What is the first symptom that you have some bhakti which is sprouting in your heart? What is the first symptom?
Slowly, you won't like couple of things in the material life.
What else? The first thing should be humility. All right. You will become humble. You will understand that, I'm not boss in this material world. I'm a servant. And I'm servant of who? All jivas. I'm their servant. And my duty of being Bhagavan Krishna's servant is to help in their mission. So that's why Bhagavan Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given Trunadapi Sunichena Taroriva Sahismara. Amanina Manadena Kirtaniya Sadhari. This slok is the essence of if you have developed bhakti. What is the first thing? Humility. How much humility? Like a straw in your backyard. There is a lawn in your backyard. There is a straw. When you walk on that lawn, does it protest? That lawn, does it protest? Why are you walking on my head? So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Trunad. Truna means that small one blade of grass. Trunadapi sunichena. You should think that, this blade of grass is also a spirit soul. I am also a spirit soul. Right? So it is very humble. I need to learn from him to become humble. Right? Trunadapi sunichena. Taror eva sahisana. All the trees, they give you shade. What do the trees give you?
Fruit.
Fruits, what else?
Fruit, shade,
Eh?
shade,
Shade, what else?
Oxygen,
Very good. Oxygen, then
Wood,
wood, what else?
maple syrup.
So when in India, especially when one leaves the body, it's not like here, but in India they have to cremate the body. And what do you require for cremating the body?
wood.
Wood. Where does it come from? That tree.
Trees, yeah.
All right. So the tree is such a living entity which uses everything for others. All right? So similarly, he says you have to become tolerant like a tree.
tree, yeah.
Yeah? So these two things, the truna and the tree, these two things teach us so much things. Right? All right, now the 13th and 14th slok is very important. It says, Advesta sarvabhutanam
Advaita
Advaita
Sarvabhutana
sarvabhutana
Maitraha karuna evacha
Maitraha
Karuna
Evacha
Nirmamo nirahankara
nirmamo
Nirahankara
nirahankara
Samadukha sukha kshami
samadukha
Samadukha
sukha
Dukha
shami
Same
Santustaha satatam yogi
Santustaha
santushtaha
Santushtaha
satatam
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 Yogi
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 Yatatma dhrudnishchaya
Yatatma
yatatma
Yatatma Dhrudha
Dhrudnishchaya
Nishchaya
nishchaya
Mayarpita mano buddhir
maya
Mayapito
arpita
Mano
mano buddhi
Buddhiyo
Yo mad bhakta same priya.
Yo
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 mad
Mad
bhakta
Bhakta
same
Same
priya.
Priya.
So now from this slok onward, almost all slokas, Lord Krishna is ending the sloka with word priya. Priya means very dear. All right. So all these qualities, when you and me develop, you and me can develop just by one method, all these gunas will come. And what is that? Chanting and doing Bhagavan Krishna's pure bhakti. All this will come. What is that? Advesta sarvabhutana. Bhustan. Ajit bhai.
Ajit Bachchan.
Okay. One who is not envious but is a kind friend to all living entities, who does not think himself a proprietor and is free from false ego, with who is equal to in both happiness and distress, who is tolerant, always satisfied, self-controlled, and engaged in devotional service with determination. His mind and intelligence fixed on me. Such a devotee of mine is very dear to me.
Right. So all these qualities he has described in these
Sorry.
slokas. What is our function? When you read this, what is your function?
To practice bhakti, to be in bhakti.
With determination.
First of all, check. What do you check?
With envious or not?
Yes, all check, all against all this, check yourself. Are you neutral in both happiness and distress? And there's problem, what happens to you? You remain calm?
No.
No.
Yeah, so that's how we need to find out, where do I stand? All right. That's how, once you know that, if you are not equal, all right, both happiness and distress means what? That your bhakti is not completely mature. All right? It's not pure bhakti. Are you tolerant all the time? No.
No.
On the road, you don't remain tolerant when somebody, almost yesterday, before yesterday, near DMV, I was driving. Somebody, without showing any signal, just crossed the lane in front of me. I had to brake so hard. So could you remain tolerant that time? Like that. So this is how we have to check ourselves. Out of all these, one thing one must do is becoming self-controlled. Right? You should be able to control yourself. All right. And then next one, he says, Yasmano dvijate loko
Yasmano
Yasmandyo
dvijate
dvijate
loko.
loko
Lokano dvijate chayah.
Lokano
lokadro
dvijate
dvijate
chaya.
chayah
Harsha marsha bhayodvegaihi.
Harsha marsha
Marsha
bhayo dvega.
Vayodvegi
Mukto yaha sachame priyah.
Mukto
Mukto
ya
yaha
same
sachama
sachame
priya.
priya.
Okay, whose turn?
Mine.
Okay.
He for whom no one is put into difficulty, and who is not disturbed by anyone, who is equipoised in happiness and distress, fear and anxiety, is very dear to me.
Right. Then the next one, read the translation.
My turn.
Yes.
My devotee who is not dependent on ordinary course of activities, who is pure, expert, without care, free from all pain, and not starving for some result is very dear to me.
Right. Sangeeta Ben can read next one.
Yeah. One who neither rejoices nor grieves, who neither laments nor desires, and who renounces both auspicious and inauspicious things, such a devotee is very dear to me.
Right. Sama satro cha mitre cha. Bola.
Samashatro chamitre cha
Tatha manapamanayo.
tatha mana apamanayo
Sitosna sukha dukhesu.
sitoshna sukadukeshu
Samah sangha vivarjita.
samasanga vivarjita
Tulya ninda stutirmauni.
tulyaninda stutirmoni
Santusto yena kenachit.
santushto yena kenachit
Aniketah sthiramatir.
aniketaha sthiramati
Bhakti man me priyo narah.
bhaktiman me priyo nara.
Whose turn? Her seventh turn.
One who is equal to friends and enemies, who is equipoised in honor and dishonor, heat and cold, happiness and distress, fame and infamy, who is always free from contaminating association, always silent and satisfied with anything, who doesn't care for any residence, who is fixed in knowledge and who is engaged in devotional service. Such a person is very dear to me.
Right. So all these slokas, Bhagavan Krishna has given so many characteristics of one who is very dear to him.
Yeah.
And as I said, you and me should try to learn, especially from the tree and all other examples, to develop these qualities. But as I said, these all, if you want all of them, then you have to become pure bhakta. All these qualities are exhibited in Prabhupada Maharaj. He was never intolerant of anyone, like that. So this is, it is not that he became like that. It became because of Lord Krishna's bhakti. So if you and me do some bhakti, your bhakti is progressing when you see that, oh, some of these have now started exhibiting it. That is how you can kind of, find out, make the diagnosis which stage you are, like that. Right? So all this is given for our information. Then Bhagavan Krishna now finally gives the final thing. Yetu dharmamrutam idam.
idam
Yatha uktam paryupasate.
yathoktam paryupasate
Sraddhana matparma.
Shraddhana
Bhaktastetiv me priya.
Bhaktastetiv me priya.
So he says, those who follow this imperishable path of devotional service and who completely engages themselves with faith, making me the supreme goal, are very, very dear to me. Right? So this is the final message of this middle section of chapter number 7 through 12. What is that? Make Lord Krishna the ultimate goal of your life. Not that, I want to leave so much money for my children. I want to see everything very happily adjusted here, and then I go. In Gujarati, what do they say? That I want to leave everything very nicely and then I go. What do they call it?
Lily Vadi.
Very good. Lily Vadi Melin Jo. That's what in Gujarati they say. That I want to leave everything green and then I go. There'll be never any green here that you don't know. Anything cannot going to be green here. All right. So this is what the message of this Bhagavad Gita, and we should thank Sri Prabhupada. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purport to the 12th chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, the matter of devotional service. All right. So some of these main important slokas, you mark them and then memorize them and sing them. Singing this 12th chapter is so nice for singing because the slokas are so easy. You can sing them, and that's how you can increase your devotional service. Okay, so you wanted to finish this little early. Ajit Bhai, you have to go somewhere?
Yeah, Pankaj.
Okay, yeah, you could go.
Okay.
All right.
Hari Bol. Thank
Hari
you.
Bol. Thank
Hari
you.
Bol, Hare Krishna.
Hare
Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Thank you.
Okay.
Krishna Arpanastu.
Krishna Arpanastu. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhyasya
Patitanam
Patitanam
Pavanebhyo
Pavanebhyo
Namo Namah.
Krishna Arpanastu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri
Jai Shri Krishna.